Well, today, TLC Pregnancy and Infant Loss Support are launching a book called You're Not Alone. The book aims to ease the burden felt by those who suffer pregnancy and infant loss by sharing the stories of others who've had the same experience. Jaylee Cooper is Managing Director of Teddy Love Club, or TLC. She joins us this morning. Jaylee, welcome.
Thank you.
And what does the Teddy Love Club do?
Teddy Love Club is a pregnancy and infant loss support program. So we provide bereavement support to families that suffer the loss of their baby either prior to birth or shortly after birth.
It's, years ago, those were all sort of almost swept under the carpet. We didn't talk about it, and
no.
A lot of people were left very much alone.
Absolutely. I think we've definitely come a long way, probably in the last 25 to 30 years as such. We now encourage the families to see their babies and hold their babies and create memories, whereas, those 25 and 30 years ago, the families, particularly the mothers, were told to just, go home and forget about it and have another baby and you'll be right type of attitude. So we certainly have come a long way since then, which is wonderful.
Has it been harder for mothers and families in regional areas because there hasn't been that sort of support group and that network?
Absolutely, definitely. I think, the location, is isolated. So, those families are isolated from having those, support groups, 10 or 15 minutes away. I think it's absolutely really hard for those families because they don't feel as if they have as much support, which is one of the main reasons why we decided to come out to the Mid-North and launch this book out here tonight at Meg's Bookstore, because we do want the families to know that they can be supported, and it doesn't matter where their location is.
Is there a bit of, guilt mixed up with the grief in all of this as well?
Guilt? How so? What do you mean?
Well, I think, do some mothers and potentially some families feel, or parents feel as though maybe it's my fault, there's something I've done to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. And I think particularly, pregnancy loss is one of those things with stillbirth. There's really not a lot of research into stillbirth. So often the causes are unknown. So for the parents themselves, they often do think, did I do something wrong? Did I eat something wrong? Those sorts of things, which is all, of course, not true. But it is. It's probably a part of, the grief process as such to think back and to look and think, did I do something wrong or was it my fault? But of course it's not. But
You've mentioned that we've come such a long way that we're actually, engaging in this very conversation at the moment, which for some may be very difficult. Why is it important to, talk about it, but also share the stories?
Well, I think it's important for the families to be able to share their stories of the babies, because these babies are, they're real little people, and that's very important. And I think just as you would celebrate any other, member's birthday or Christmas time or any of those, types of things, and we need to do that for these babies and for people that have passed away. And it's probably something that people aren't very comfortable with, but we are changing our ways a little bit.
Now, these stories are all contributed from families and mothers that have lost babies?
Yes, they are, and it's not only from mothers, it's fathers and grandparents and siblings as well. So it's a real wide variety, I guess, of pregnancy loss, and I think it gives anyone that reads the book a real insight what it is like for these families to experience such loss. I think it will be particularly helpful for the medical professionals as well to have a greater insight into it.
Is there sometimes a lack of empathy and particularly sympathy from, those in other areas? You say the medical profession? Yeah.
Oh, no, look, I think that, again, the medical professional has come a long way, and, don't get me wrong, it would be very hard for a lot of the midwives and the doctors that are having to deliver these babies stillborn. It has an incredible impact on them. I know personally, my story and my son has always had an incredible impact on my own obstetrician. So I think that they're very sympathetic, and I think that it's something that probably they've really helped in the last 25 years.
How can people get in touch with TLC, Jaylee?
They're welcome to contact us, which our phone number is 1-800-824-240, and that's free call, bereavement support. Otherwise, our website's a very highly viewed website, and that's www.pettyloveclub.org.au. You can actually purchase the book directly from the website also if people are wanting that.
And as you say, you offer bereavement support?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we offer counselling on the phone. So again, that's something that we're catering for those families that are a little bit isolated. Then they can ring our bereavement support line, and they can speak to parent support workers that have suffered a loss themselves, or they can organise to speak with our counsellor, and our counsellor will organise to set up a time with them, because we certainly don't want them to feel because they're living remotely that they can't be supported.
Yeah, effectively, the name of the book, as it suggests, you're not alone.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the best with the launch. It's at Meg's Book Club in Port Pirie tonight.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you so much.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Jaylee Cooper, who's a managing Teddy Love Club, and the book launch is on tonight. You Are Not Alone, and sharing some of the stories, as she said, not only of the mothers but fathers, grandparents, and others.